Another Eden's Velette Another Style. What do you need her for, and is she worth your time? It's David Wowee. How you doing? I've got a quick Velette Another Style video for you. It's going to be a bit shorter than the other guides as I don't have her, but let's start. Huge shout out to Best Boy and Frost Sings Let It Go for their tips. When comparing Velette Another Style to a normal style version, we need to understand how each version functions. There are more nuances to this, but if you want to simplify things, you could say Velette Normal Style is a thundering stand setting damage dealer that increases the team's crit damage while also regularly healing your team. Her sidekick Guns can massively increase the thunder damage of your team, and most importantly, she can give unlimited Awaken Thunder zones. Use Velette Normal Style if you want to make your thunder team stronger. Velette Another Style, on the other hand, is a thundering stance setting damage dealer who at the same time shreds your enemy's defenses, and you can also regularly heal your team with her. Her sidekick Guns Another Style can heal the team also, and restore statuses and remove debuffs while also improving another force. Use Velette Another Style if you want to make your enemy weaker against thunder. Now let's look at Velette Another Style skills, starting with the passives. Like her normal style, if your team is in thundering stance, Velette AS stacks these things called amped, which increases depending how many thunder type hits are used in battle. The more amped you get, the stronger your hits are. These amps decrease by 15 each turn. But everything else changes from here. With Velette Normal Style, the second passive you'll get is that at battle start, all party members get a 100% MP consumption drop. But with Velette AS, this is now gone and instead you get 3 passives. Electricos is her major new passive. Basically, with this passive, when Velette AS's allies use thunder attacks, she auto-attacks enemies with thunder and weakens their defenses by applying a stack called Révma. That's right, we've got a second stack now. The best part is that she'll inflict another hit depending on how many Dedoména stacks you have. Yup, we've now introduced a third stack in the mix. I'll explain this third stack soon. Velette AS can, in theory, do this follow-up attack up to 10 times per turn. This is pretty useful after another force, as she can then deliver a number of decent follow-up attacks. But you may be asking, what on earth is a Dedoména stack? More on that soon. If you think having that thundering stance stack, which is called amped, a Révma stack, and now the Dedoména stack isn't enough, they've given Velette AS yet another stack called the Resonance Pierce stack. She gets a stack every turn she's in the front line, and the more stacks she gets, the higher your team's crit and magic crit rate becomes. And if you've got a radical stance activated, which is the new stances that Alter Another Style characters can use, everyone gets Barrier Pierce. Yay, celebration! This passive is also super useful for one of Velette AS's major skills, which I'll talk about soon. But can we take a moment of silence to acknowledge that Velette AS has 4 bloody stacks, each one more confusing than the other? Can we say Velette is officially stacked? Anyway, Velette Another Style skill set starts differentiating from after the skill I'll most likely mispronounce, called Paleosvronti. Let's look at her 3 new skills. Olgia Astrafi hits all enemies with thunder magic 4 times, increases your team's crit and magic crit rate, reduces your enemy's thunder resistance, and increases in strength depending on your amped stacks. I would use this as her spam skill. Next is Aposintheto, which reduces all enemies' type resistance by 100%, increases your type attack by 100%, and inflicts exposed thunder on all enemies. This is an impressive resistance shredding skill, but the twist is it only lasts for the current turn, so you'll probably want to use this most during another force. Finally, Dialisi weakens all enemies by lowering their power, intelligence, and speed by 35%, and flip some of their buffs into debuffs for 3 turns. If Velette AS's Resonance Pierce stacks are at 10, you give your enemy an insane 100% debuff, and Velette AS gains 5 Dedoména stacks, which you'll need for her Stellar Burst skill, more on that soon, and then all Resonance stacks are used up. Are you confused by all these stacks yet? Because I am. So to simplify it, if Velette AS has 10 Resonance Pierce stacks, she can reduce your enemy's power, intelligence, and speed by 100%, which is insane. But here's the trick. If you don't have an ACAS unit in your team like Dewey ACAS to increase the rate of a Resonance Pierce stacks, it will take you bloody 10 turns to be able to do this, and it will only last for 3 turns. So this skill is probably best used in the future, where there are more ACAS units who can synergize with Velette AS. Velette AS sidekick, Guns AS, can be sort of like Tetra in that she can restore your team's HP, restore statuses, but this time can also have the chance to remove debuffs. Her main skill, which costs 5 charge, gives Thunder Kaleido to everyone for the current turn only, and restores your AF gauge by 30%. Unfortunately, this Guts doesn't have what I liked most about normal style Guts, who gives Lunatic Charge to all Thunder party members and can deploy and awaken Thundering Stance multiple times per battle. So what's my personal skill order for Velette AS? I would get another party member in your team to set and awaken Thundering Stance. With that in mind, I'd start with Lunatic to increase hits, Exosia, one of her older skills, to buff the entire team, Apostim Theato to inflict exposed, Augur Astrafi as her spam skill, and if you have an extra skill slot, I would use Dialysis. What if you Stellar Awaken Velette AS? If you Stellar Awaken Velette AS and enhance all her nodes, you get the usual Stellar Gauge, Fill, and Burst activation bonuses when there are 2 or more Thunder party members and when the party has majority light. She also gets a Battle Start Awakening Thunder Stance, which could save you a skill slot. Then comes her stellar skill, Aphanismos. It hits all enemies with a huge thunder attack and activates an Ascafi mode, which increases her damage and healing for 5 turns. If you use it during a stellar burst, she gains 1 Dedoména stack, and the attack gets much stronger depending on how many Dedoména stacks she has, up to 75 times power at 5 stacks. So in plain English, you'll do a bunch of damage if you get 5 Dedoména stacks. The quickest way to get 5 Dedoména stacks will be to use the skill Dialysis. If my Velette AS was Stellar Awakened, I'd probably focus on these skills. First, once again, Lunatic to increase her hits, Exosia to buff the team, or Apostim Theato to inflict exposed, then a Stellar Burst skill, Aphanismos as a nuke skill, then Augur Astrafi as her spam skill, and if you have an extra skill slot, Dialysis for the debuff effects and Dedoména stacks. Should you Stellar Awaken Velette Another Style? You don't necessarily need to. The Battle Start Thundering Stance could save you a turn, and the extra Dedoména stack per Stellar Burst could be useful, but not absolutely necessary. And the bigger question is, should you invest your time and resources into getting Velette Another Style? Don't forget to like and sub, and if you're feeling generous, become a super member. Thank you so much for your support. You can use Velette AS as a hybrid damage dealer, healer, and debuffer specifically for Thunder teams. So if your Thunder team is lacking that kind of energy, then Velette AS may be your stacked princess. Velette AS is yet another character in Another Eden designed to confuse the casual player as much as possible. They've given her 4 stacks this time. The Amp stacks, the Révma stacks, the Dedoména stacks, and the Resonance Pierce stacks. And to play her, you need to constantly be aware of each stack's functionality, while also being aware of whatever bloody stacks each other character has on your team. Also, all of her best skills seem to be great, but have exceptions. Dialysis, for example, can reduce your enemy's power, intelligence, and speed by 100%. That's incredible, right? But it could take you 10 turns to do it. Apostim Theato inflicts exposed thunder on your enemy, which is also incredible, but the effects only last on the current turn. The Stellar Burst skill can be strong, but guess what? To make it strongest, you'd probably need to use the skill Dialysis beforehand to get 5 stacks of Dedoména, if you still even remember what on earth each Dedoména stacks actually do for Velette AS. On top of that, if your Velette AS only has 3 skill slots, you may not even have room to equip the Dialysis skill because the other ones might take preference. If you already have Velette normal style, you may want to wait and just slowly work towards side grading her to Velette AS over time. If you don't have any version of Velette, don't get me wrong, Velette AS can still be exceptionally good. She can be an amazing support, healer, and damage dealer for your team, but you need to study your skill set and watch this guide again for her to work wonders. Don't forget to like and sub, and if you're feeling generous, donate a thanks or become a super member. And if you're really bored, just to entertain you, I have included a clip of me playing Another Eden back in 1985.
I dropped a lot of C bombs, I dropped a lot of CF bombs, I dropped a lot of FC, FCCC, FFFS, FC bombs. Here we go, 150 seconds. Here we go. Just look at that. Look at that skill. All learned while my wife was showering or in the toilet, which gave me time to sneak in some Starkey minigame. Here we go. See how I went to the corner? And you can also see from the posture of the giant Starkey if he's going to run towards you or drop towards you. Because in astronomical mode, the giant Starkey has 2 forms of attacks. One is the drop, one is the run. See this one, he's doing running pose, he's going to run towards me. Yep. I hate that one. I hate all of it. I'm glad it's over. Look at that. Look at that. See me going to both sides of the screen? This is where I thought I screwed up. This is where the corner strategy can truly backfire, and you just need to rely on pure skill, pure talent. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Oh my gosh. Oh, peed a little bit. I peed a little bit once again. Here we go. Here we go. I'm yelling this in the airport. Boom. I can't. And I looked at the screen. 70 seconds left. What the hell? Okay. Oh my gosh. Giant sakis. Too many sakis. This is the sickest minigame. Like sick as in negative sick. Like why? Who would do this? Not even Squid Game did this. Alright. Look at that. Boom. That is... I can't believe I pulled that off. See? If you do this in the party, you will be so popular. Because they'll be seeing you do this with your fingers. Okay, here we go. Army of giant sakis. 27 seconds. Whoa. 27 seconds left. Here we go. People laughing. Here we go. Ooh. This was pure misery. By this time, I didn't even want to look at the time because I did. Oh man, that was insane. That was an insane finish. 3 seconds left. And there you have it. I did it. I won 50 Chrono Stones. Was it worth it? Probably not, but hey, it was fun. Was it fun? No, it wasn't.